We on a night. Oh, oh. What's up, ah? You know what it is. We in the building. Diesel Detail. Darren, aka They Don't Want None. Y'all heard what I said, Wrestling Pod. It's 2021, and Impact had Genesis 1 week before Hard to Kill. It opened up with the Super X Cup tournament, and it was Ace Austin with Madman Followin going up against Suicide. This is some good athleticism right here, and there was some good chemistry. This was a pretty damn good match. But your winner, Ace Austin. Tell them about it now.
Star's boy.
My boy Ace Austin's finally back after missing for like 2 months since they had that tag team match for the titles.
Yeah.
At Bound for Glory, he's been missing for 2 months, but he's an X-Division guy. He's back. He went against the old head Suicide. Suicide's a 10-day original. I don't know why Suicide keep coming back. It's not the same Suicide. He don't look as good as how he used to. But it turned out to be a pretty good match. But Ace Austin got one of the best finishes, in my opinion, in professional wrestling. The Fool. He got the 1, 2, 3 for the win.
He had Casey Navarro going up against Blake Christian. And this wasn't a bad match either. These guys were all over the ring, but at the end, Blake Christian got the win. And he was going on once again to the next round.
Hey,
beat him with a twist and splash. It was a nice little
that
splash.
guy, Blake Christian, one of the best up-and-coming wrestlers, look like.
Next match, we had the steroid-ridden Davari. This motherfucker is more jacked than Jinder Mahal ever fucking was. He went up against the guy who just got pushed to the side, Cousin G. He took on Cousin G. This was a little hard heavy affair. It was what it was, but they let Cousin Jake out of sympathy. I believe he pulled out the match because Davari, with all these muscles and all, his moves be stiff. It be like he hurting people, but nigga never win matches. He ain't been winning matches since WWE days. He got his own school. Hey, we appreciate what you do, but I never thought you had a match to win this match.
I didn't even. I was like, why is Davari even in this tournament? Cousin Jake pretty good. Davari came back for the last 3 specials for Impact on that Impact Plus app. So
our last match of the quarterfinal was Crazy Steve going up against Trey Lamar. And Crazy Steve pulled out the victory. He beat him with a diving DDT. You know how Crazy Steve is so spontaneous. He don't really got no set of moves. He just do whatever he need to do to get shit done. But he got this done.
Good job, Crazy Steve. He's one of the most underrated wrestlers to me, Crazy Steve.
But the next round featured Ace Austin going up against Cousin G. And although they had sympathy for him, they passed the first round. I never thought he had a chance to get past Ace Austin. I mean, Jake, they let him get some moves in early to make it look like he had a chance. But
look how big he is. Yeah. The guy gets some moves in.
I mean, but Austin was able to take over, caught him with a nice knee to the face and everything, and added some spinning kicks. And Jake fought back, hit him with a buckle bomb. But at the end, Ace Austin, as Darren said, he delivered that fold. He's moving on to the final guy. How you feel about that match?
Pretty good match. Ace Austin back.
Crazy Steve going up against Blake Christian. I would have been surprised if Crazy Steve made it to the final, but this was nice to see up and coming Blake Christian. He getting the win. He's in the final. How'd you feel about that? That
was a pretty good match. To me, Blake Christian got his revenge from Crazy Steve getting the win on the last episode in the little 4-way match they had.
Our next match, if you guys didn't see the last Impact before, we had Havoc and Nevaeh going up against Jordan Grace and the legend Jazz to see who will qualify for the final of the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament, in which Jordan Grace got tossed outside the ring. Jazz ended up taking the pin. They lose, and after the match, promo in the back with Jordan Grace and Jazz. And Jordan Grace said, if you got a little bit more in the tank, me and you and Genesis. So this was a match, Jordan Grace versus Jazz. Jazz is a legend. She has nothing to prove. She's just out there, trying to teach the young kids, get them over. But Jordan Grace, she's already been handling her business in this thing. She's traveling where she gotta go. She got the one over the legend. And this is one of the moments, we just heard on another wrestling, two legends talking about how this doesn't benefit you. I don't see how this win benefits Jordan Grace. But I mean, it still was a decent match. This was better than most of the J Cup matches up to this point. This was a pretty good match for the knockout.
To me, that reminds me of when Tessa fought Gail Kim at pay-per-view. I think that does benefit Jordan Grace beating one of the legends like that, in my opinion.
I understand. I understand.
And
She's
Jazz is still pretty solid.
yeah.
As we always
Like she
say,
a slacker.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Our final for the Super X Cup. Blake Christian going up against Ace Austin with Madman Fought on the ringside. This is a pretty good damn match that ended off. Both of these guys, they had some good chemistry. Blake Christian had a couple chances where it looked like he might pull the winner. Yeah. After Hella Reversals, Ace Austin with another fold. He is the Super X Cup tournament winner. How you feel about that?
That was a good ass match. Like you say, all them reversals. I thought Blake Christian really had a chance. At the beginning, I said Ace Austin was gonna win this. He got the win, but that guy Blake Christian, maybe he get an Impact contract. That guy look good.
Yeah.
That's one of the best X Division matches I've seen in a while. Probably since Chris Bay and Willie Mack. When Willie Mack took the title.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special 3-minute challenge. Introducing first, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Moose.
It was Moose who made a very interesting proposition. It was Moose who said that Matthew Palmer couldn't last 3 minutes in the last 3 minutes in the ring with the self-proclaimed TNA World.
The main event of this special was a good one. And it was an I Quit match, which featured his boy, the self-proclaimed TNA World Heavyweight Champion, controlling his narrative. Moose. He went up against Willie Mack in an I Quit match. And this had a good storyline brewing over the last month. Pretty good damn storyline. A lot of aggression, a lot of testosterone, and it was going to come to a head in this match. But as I've been saying, Moose continue to control his narrative, and it's interesting. They've been treating him as like the face of the company without him actually having the championship. And that's a very good way to breed stars. Not having him with your major championship, but he gets just as much shine as a champion. I'm sorry. If y'all didn't constantly cram it down our throats that Rich Swann is the champion, I would think Moose is the overall champion. Just the way the year went. We seen it go from Sammy to Tessa letting it go, to Eddie Edwards getting it in the Fatal 5-Way, to the World Class Mania EY, to Rich Swann. Meanwhile, Moose has been dominating people all fucking year. Still self-proclaiming himself the title. And now they've been teasing him going after that Impact title here and there, but they're still just letting him shine in his own light. And I like that. And like I said, it didn't go much more different because Moose, he got a lot of shit going on in this match. But Willie Mack got the win.
You know why Willie Mack got the win? Because Moose quit. He's going back from the previous storyline with EC3, controlling his own narrative. The whole time, all he wanted was a world title shot.
That's all he wanted.
Rich Swann came out when Moose was about to try to kill Willie Mack with all these steel chairs over top of him.
He was destroying
Swann was
Willie
like,
Mack.
no, stop. I give you a title shot. And Moose said, you know what? I quit.
And that's what I mean with the storytelling. The storytelling surrounding Moose without him being a recognized champion has been stellar. And for him to dominate a match as much as you can dominate it and still lose, this was a very interesting way to get what he wanted without winning the match. Like Darren said, this is an ultimate finesse move. But this was actually controlling the narrative.
Even after the match over and Rich Swann came out there, I told Darren that it actually helps both people, with Moose even more because of the fact he's controlled his narrative. Like we said, Willie Mack got the win, but Moose, he basically dominated the whole match. And now he's getting a title shot out of it. That's all he wanted.
Moose taking that loss did not hurt him at all.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't.
It was basically like him winning.
Yeah. That was Genesis in a nutshell. How'd you feel about it?
It was alright. It was just a
Like
special.
I said, it was decent
It's a
for what it was.
special.
I'm in California.
has set this damn thing up. Don Callis has done a screw job here.
Lines have been crossed, and now worlds collide.
All the paradigms are being broken.
Impact World Champion Rich Swann joins forces with the Motor City Machine Guns to battle the World Tag Team Champions, the Good Brothers, and AEW World Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega.
Some people make matches. Other people make money. Kenny Omega makes history.
We're going to go through last Tuesday, heading in to Hard for Kill, the first pay-per-view of 2021 for Impact. One key point, we had Taya open up the show, and she was in a match
Against Kimberly.
But I don't even want to talk about a match. The key point I want to talk about is that the newest persona of Su Yung. It's not Susie,
A third persona.
and it's not Su Yung. It is now Susan.
That's what you call a good actor.
She's playing these roles. Father James couldn't get rid of her as Deanna requested. She came out as a new persona.
She popped up 2 weeks ago. I was like, what the hell? I was like, is that Su Yung?
It'd be interesting to see where this goes. But one of the biggest key points that keeps going on, the damn bus that continues to sit outside, and Josh Matthews has to tell us every fucking week, this bus just pulled up with Don Callis and Kenny Omega inside. This is a won't miss Impact. You don't want to miss any. He says that shit.
That shit just
every
be
week.
sitting there the whole week.
So the Good Brothers, Kenny, Callis, they in the bus as always, reminiscing. Bullet Club reform, some of the OG members. They have a 6-man tag this weekend. The guys tell the Machine Gun he has to handle Rich Swann tonight. Handle him, let him know we're coming for him this weekend. That was your main event.
Main event Machine Gun.
Main event. We'll get to that. But first, a paid ad from your beautiful people of All Elite Wrestling, featuring the owner, the CEO, Tony Khan, and as my man Chris Jericho likes to say, Ski-a-bone, Tony Schiavone. They did a paid ad. I'll give him a little bit of credit because Tony Khan, he was a little acting like he was mad.
Yeah.
He was like, I guess I gotta just keep paying more ads. But it's just a nice way to get the promotion though, because they show their whole card of what's gonna happen on Dynamite the next day.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
And Tony Khan basically invited Impact people possibly to come over. So I wouldn't be surprised.
We know this is coming. The ultimate finesser, Chris Bay, him and Raheem, they got this thing going on where they're supposedly trying to get Raheem his X Division title back by unmasking Manic to show that it's TJP. But we all know the ultimate finesser is really only looking out for the ultimate finesser, as always.
Exactly.
So, early on, they told, hey, TJP, Manic should get a tag team match, and you should be his partner. TJP act like he knew what he was talking about. But the tag match, Manic's partner ends up being Suicide. 2 masked men. So now they're like, what the fuck? You still see the tattoos, you know it's TJP. But at the end of this, the ultimate finesses his way to the pin with the art of finesse. How you feel about it?
I love it. Chris Bay is the ultimate finesse. Because the last time the ultimate finesse was Rohit Raju, who witch squeezed his way into a triple threat match for the X Division title, in which he stole the X Division title from Chris Bay by pinning Chris Bay in the match.
Now
Chris Bay just getting his revenge now.
Yep.
The Desi Hitman and Chris Bay, these guys have been awesome characters, awesome actors. The charisma they had, I like what's going on. To the self-proclaimed TNA champion, Moose, as he went up against Matthew Palm, a little small Matthew, and he was whipping his ass. I don't know if this was a message or not to Swann to let him know, or just another reminder that Willie Mack, you could have lost if I didn't quit, but this is interesting to see where this goes. Our main event. The Machine Gun Carl Anderson, as Kenny Omega always has to say, the 2012 G1 Cup finalist. He went up against your Impact World Champion, Baltimore's own Richard Swann. And I'll give it to him. The Machine Gun has been main event Machine Gun Carl Anderson for the last couple weeks. He's been main eventing pretty much every show, whether it's the Motor City Machine Guns, whether it's the North. Now the Impact Champion he's going up against. But at the end, Richard Swann, your Impact Champion, because it wouldn't be right if the Impact Champion lost to the Machine Gun as a tag champion. He gets the win. And he won it from what?
I fucking
despise. The dreaded schoolboy roll-up.
Hey,
your champion winning that
sometimes
way?
it has to happen.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that happening. Why is the champion winning the tag team champion from a roll-up then? The world champion.
Because he
Yeah.
main event call.
This episode ended with an all-out brawl. With after the match, they showed on the big screen that the Motor City Kings was getting their asses handed to them by the Big LG and Kenny Omega. We're gonna have a hell of a main event this weekend. We're gonna have a hell of a main event. We have Hard to Kill. Impact, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch as much Impact as I should. Darn, they don't want to keep us up to date as much as possible. But I'm a little excited about this, and I am gonna check it out. The first interesting match, we have the Karate Man going up against All Ego Ethan Page. I don't have nothing to say about this, but if Darren wants to say something about it, he can.
Darren, we say it's just
I
what it's
have
going to
nothing
be one of those type
Ethan Page or
matches.
Steve Page. It might be like a cinematic
Match. It has to be.
It has to be. Be the same person.
We have one match that I'm probably not going to pay any attention to and just let it play through or skip. We have the 6-man old school rules match.
Old school rules match.
As the world class maniac EY with his new henchman Joe Dorn and Cody Deaner. They're going
like
up
a whole
against
new person.
they're going up against old school himself, Tommy Dreamer, which we wanted to point out. When he came on Impact, I want to know why the fuck a 3 grown ass men won his nickname a world class maniac. Joe Dorn and Cody Deaner running from Tommy Dreamer with a kendo stick.
Because he got a candlestick.
That's another-
candlestick.
That's another question for another day. We'll get to that. We also have the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships. They're back, and they will be decided this Saturday as Havoc and Nevaeh go up against Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Both of these women were favored to meet in the finals.
Yeah.
Both teams.
We all
and they're
three
here.
said that.
They're here. So it's going to be interesting to see who wins. But that's not the only Knockouts title on the line, as the Virtuosa will be defending her title. The lady who claims to be the best technical wrestler in the game. Not without the help of Kimberly, of course. And these days, not without the help of Father James and everybody else she can get. But she's going to defend that title against the longest reigning Knockouts champion of all time, Taya Valkyrie.
Should be good.
She took on Rosemary last week. She's just starting to run through the division.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But the X Division Championship, we have a triple threat. As you knew, the Ultimate Finesse was going to sneak his way and finesse his way in
that
there.
match.
We have the Ultimate Finesse, Chris Bay, the Desi Hitman, Rahit Raju, going up against your X Division champion, Manic. This might steal the show.
It could.
But it depends on how the chemistry works. But
Mhm.
I would like to see Chris Bay get the SVP championship back. But I think they're gonna let Manny keep. But
You know what
bold
would be a
prediction:
surprise?
Rahit Raju
Yeah.
gets that title back. I agree with that.
They've been treating them dirty for 2 years.
The two big matches.
Losing every match possible.
The two big matches that are gonna be
it's doing
interesting.
something within the company.
Now, one of the other big storylines that have been going on, the draw, Sami Callihan will be going up against Eddie Edwards, and they've been brewing a lot of getting beat up and shit. I don't know why old ass Ken Shamrock, they keep putting the world's most dangerous man in positions where he's supposed to be dangerous, and I'm not looking as scared. I don't know what they were trying to do with the barbed wire against the gate when Alicia was wrapped up, but he wasn't wrapped up with no barbed wire. He was just leaning against the gate.
He was.
But that was a real bad hit.
This is now a barbed wire massacre.
Barbed wire massacre match. This is the ooh. And
crazy.
And if that doesn't help, because we know how crazy Sami Callihan ass is, if that's not enough for you, our main event, 6-man tag, your All Elite Wrestling World Champion, Kenny Omega, your Impact Tag Team Champions, a couple of good brothers, the Big LG Doc Gallows, the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, going up against your Impact World Champion, Richard Strong, and probably the best tag team in Impact history, the Motor City Machine Guns of Chris Sabin and Alice Shelley. This show, it's going to be pretty good because that main event is going to put on a show, and I'm going to be interested to see how the main event unfolds and what happens post match. How y'all feel about this card? Good.
And your last question, you know how it's going to unfold.
Don't say it.
Me and you know, Darren don't want to say it, but you know how it's going to unfold.
I actually don't, because Impact be unpredictable sometimes. I would wrestle be predictable sometimes, but sometimes I'll be surprised.
I believe Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, of course, win this match. But then they're confronted by some other Impact talent after the match, which leads to some All Elite Wrestling talent possibly showing up at the end. Possibly
Creating some type of invasion.
some other Elite members. I some Bullet Club. We'll see though. I'm gonna be tuning in because I definitely want to tune in live to this main event and check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, Impact. They not one of the biggest promotions, but goddamn it, right now they're hard to kill in the wrestling bit.
That's a good else? No, but that was a good one.
Hard to kill. Your All Elite Wrestling World Champion is on Impact. It's gonna be a good one. From Diesel D, Talp, and they don't want none. Y'all heard what I said, wrestling pod, goddammit. And y'all heard what we said.
Yes,
Now we
sir.
be back.
Yes, sir.
Because they are hard to kill. And I know this show is gonna be all elite.